What's going on, everyone? My name is Ovi and welcome to a very requested FIFA 23 tutorial here on the channel. Today we are going to talk about the best controller settings, best camera settings, and of course best game settings. We have a few new options that require a bit of clarification. And before getting started, you're more than welcome to leave a like, subscribe if you are new to the channel. We've got a lot of tutorials coming up, and also we've got a nice Road to Glory series running. Let's start, of course, with game settings. And first of all, you got a training center that should always be off. Have it on if you have never touched FIFA, but at this moment almost everyone has played, so have it off here, mandatory in my opinion. This is just annoying to have on during the game. Now, maybe the most asked question from my previous videos: what camera do you play and what are the settings for the camera? I play co-op. I love it a lot. It is similar to Tele, but it adapts a bit depending on the position of your player, if you're in the midfield or if you're closer to the goalkeeper area. So it's co-op, and I have not on default, I have it on custom here with camera height and camera zoom at 10. That's what I have over there. Now let's move to visual, and at HUD here I used to have it on indicator, but now I love to have it on player name and indicator. Let me show you the difference. So let's say you've got indicator, bam, you got the name of the player, but in the bottom corner you do not see the power of the pass, the power of the shot. If you put a pause, if you go back to settings and get back there and select player name and indicator, I think especially for non-pros this is better. As you can see in the top left, in the bottom left, bottom right, you will see the power of the shot. It helps a lot, especially if you're an intermediate player. The hand and eye coordination is much better when you see that loading. So we have clarified over there the visual. Let's move on to player indicator. Here I like to have player name, because having a camera that is further away from the pitch, for example, it doesn't give me the opportunity, especially in Ultimate Team, to distinguish certain players. But having the player name on the indicator helps me doing that. Player indicator size, I'll have it on default. Large is too much, in my opinion. Default is proper and good. Player indicator fade, player based difficulty indicator off. Hold to skip. This is just between the storyline and, for example, the intros and after a goal. I'll have it on so I don't press on the X button on my PlayStation and by accident just skip a scene. You need to hold it to skip. Time score display on, score on, radar 2D. Now, depending on how you have your jerseys in Ultimate Team or at your club in online season or national team, you should be going here, in my opinion. Best option would be to default, because default will avoid, for example, if you select here white and you are playing at a certain time in red and then the opponent has the color red, that will be problematic for you. So it's best to have it on default if you're not 100% sure about it. Online ID indicator off or on doesn't really matter. Connection monitoring, I like to have only the indicators that show me if it's yellow, if it's red. I don't like to have the ping and also connection indicator. I feel like it's a bit too much on the screen. Now, input overlay. This is the controller on the screen. You've got a few more options here. Let me show you. You got off. So when you have off, you are not going to see any controller on the screen. Now, if you put a pause, go back to game settings, to visual, and you select, for example, input only, you will have only one controller. You see a controller there. This is helpful for streamers. You know, people see what you press, when you press it, and it's good for tutorials. Now you do have another option if you wanna truly monitor your connection. You will have the third one, which is input and online responsiveness. Now if you're playing online, you're going to see what's the delay between the controllers. You will have two controllers. Now I'm playing offline, that's why you don't see two controllers, but you will be seeing two controllers if you select that and you play online. Very, very important if you want to truly monitor the difference of connection when you press a button and when it actually is received in Ultimate Team. Now, audio and the rest is not very important. It's player preference, in my opinion, here. Let's go now to something quite important, to controls, and we've got a lot here. If you're a casual player, don't care about competitive master switch. If you're a player that plays online division rivals and Ultimate Team, you need to have this on. It's mandatory when you play online, and it will be by default turned on when you play online. Now, through pass assistance, manual is way too hard online, and other people will play semi and give better passes than you. Play semi for the through pass assistance. Also, tip and trick here. The through balls are very good this year and very versatile. Try a lot of angles when passing the ball. It will be a surprise. So many times they will find the correct trajectory and get to your teammate. FIFA trainer hide. Timed finishing. If you're new to FIFA, time finishing is a technique when you can give extra power, extra accuracy to a shot by timing a shot. You will be able to time a shot by pressing a second time the shot button after you've loaded first time the shot button. I've got a tutorial about this on the channel. Just write FIFA 22, FIFA 23 OV time finishing. You're gonna see over there everything you've got on for time finishing. Next, player switch indicator also on. Pass block assistance. You need to have this on. You need to use as much as the AI allows you. I don't like it, and it's annoying for me when I play against users that maybe park the bus and have pass block assistance, and this applies also, in my opinion, to shots. Like, the defenders block the shots much better with this on. It is annoying when you play against it, but what can you do? You've got an option, use it. Auto switching. Air balls and loose balls, manual only on loose balls, only on air balls. I would advise you to go on air balls and loose balls. Auto switching, move assistance. You've got, if I'm mistaken, 3 options here. You've got none, we've got low and high. I prefer to have it on none. I prefer to always be in full control of the player, of the receiver, and be able to move him in any direction I want at any given time. With low and high, you cannot do that. But this option with none is also a bit risky in bad connection. So if the connection is super bad, low and high might be better, but none, in my opinion, is the best option. Clearance assistance. You got classic when you, what's clearance assistance? For example, you want to clear a shot across with the shot button. If you have classic, it doesn't matter in which direction you hold the left analog, it will just clear the ball automatically where the player can. If you've got directional here and you clear a ball, you decide the direction where your player tries to clear the ball. So directional here, by far the best option. Player lock. Player lock is mostly used by advanced players, pro players, and you can play with 2 players in the same time. That's very interesting. It's a bit more complicated. I advise you to keep it on. It will not disturb you at any given moment, so just keep it on. Try and master it if you can. Good. If you can't, still good. Just have fun with the game. Icon switching. This is very interesting, together with right stick switching. I don't like icon switching, but, and this is why I have it on off. But right stick switching is very interesting. You've got adaptive, classic, player rotation, and yeah, those are the only ones. Adaptive, you're gonna see now. Very interesting. So for example, let's give the weight to the opponent, and this is something new. The harder you press on the right analog, you will be able to select the player that is further away from the ball. This is not mandatory, and it only applies if you press and hold the right analog like this. Now, if you just tap it and move it just a bit, it will still be like in previous seasons. I recommend you here to keep this adaptive and try to see if you can implement it in your game. If not, no harm has been done. You can still play with the classic and it won't be an issue. Let's see what else we have left here at controller settings. We were at right stick switching. We've got right stick switching reference. This is very important. It's mandatory to always have player relative. Ball relative is not good. Player relative. Ground pass assistance, you're gonna take assisted here. At everything you're gonna try assisted. Maybe the only one you can play with, lobbed through pass. That's the only one you may play a bit with it at semi and manual and see which one fits you better. Save assistance will be assisted. Now, for the rest of the controls, just leave them on classic. No need whatsoever to change anything here. So guys, these were, in my opinion, the best camera settings, best game settings, and also best controller settings in the game, at least for me. Let me know in the comment section below. If you've got any questions, I will gladly try to answer as many of you as possible. Make sure to drop a like, subscribe if you've enjoyed the video. My name is Ovi and I'll see you fellas in the next videos. Bye bye.